Okay, so here we have the collector's box. Just some fun artwork on the sides here. Mainly just people all around the edges and this nice perspective view along the back. So let's take a look at what the insert looks like on the inside. All right. So lots of different wells. I'm assuming we're probably going to put resources in here. We'll take a look at these here in just a second. Why so much stuff right here? Obviously standard size cards, coins maybe, and here yeah, the worker meeples, or maybe these are going to be the various colors of meeples. These are going to be the resources. We'll figure it out. So just very quickly here, let's take a look at the promos that came with the collector's edition box. It looks like some more one single contribution card. Got ourselves a strongman here and a traveler. Okay, and we've got 3 new buildings. Archive, that is a lot of resources there. This is giving you 10 points. Almshouse and a vineyard. Okay, and some artisan cards. Okay, so let's see if we can get it all into the box now. Okay, so everything's in there. There's a few things that I felt like could have been a little better, but we'll get to those here in a second. Rule books on top, obviously, that's pretty straightforward. And then the board, main board, which I don't need anymore, but it's holding everything in place. So we're going to continue, obviously, to hold on to it. All right. So around the outside here, you see there is wells for all of the standard size cards, and then one well for the mini cards. In with the mini cards, there are also these 2 layovers for, I can't remember if these are for Age of Artisans or for the Tome Saga expansion, but either way, those are just the right size to fit in there. And there is plenty of room here for sleeved cards. These, you know, this is it for Architects of the West Kingdom. So everything that's, unless they come out with other promos or something like that, everything that's going to be in there is in there. All right. So those are pretty straightforward. You know, what I did here was put all of my buildings as well as my wonders over here. Buildings, wonders, and then the what do you call those cards? We've just been talking about it, but for the Works of Wonder expansion are in there. And then here we have all of our apprentices, and then the Age of Artisan specific cards. And then over here we have all of our AI stuff. So the new AI here, the original AI here, as well as the Tome Saga stuff. And there's enough room over here to fit the Tome Saga uncolored meeples there that you're supposed to use. So there we go. All right, here's the resources. First of all, these are not all the same size. At first glance, you would think they were, and I put them in order from, you know, what I consider to be best to worst, and the marble didn't even come close to fitting in up here. Well, if you look at it closely, this well is bigger than the other ones. So, marble happens to be, even ironically enough, that it's the most precious resource, I guess, because it's the biggest one. It takes up the most amount of room, And so you want to put the marble in the center one here. Well, also a very big resource is the brick. And you can see the brick doesn't quite fit in its well very well. So at some point here, now that I've shown you guys, it's hard to really see, but they kind of stick up there, which meant the board was not laying flat, the main player board. I am probably going to take some, throw them in a baggie, and just tuck them somewhere. I don't think I've ever run out of brick. But it is a little annoying that these aren't just a little bit deeper. There's nothing beneath them, and I don't think they're going all the way to the bottom. They do have like a swoop to them. I don't know if you saw that when we had them just open, but that swoop is not going to come into play until you get to the very bottom of the barrel. So yeah, I felt like this was just kind of, it's not like I have extra brick tokens or something like that. So buyer beware, if you do have like upgraded resource tokens, I myself have looked into those on like Etsy, where it's like realistic looking brick and marble and stone and stuff like that. Be careful, because all your resources may not fit in the wells provided here. So other than that, we have our special guild hall board. This came with the Age of Artisans expansion on top of the score pad. The score pad fits nicely in with these extension pieces for Age of Artisans. Alright, and then here we have all of the player boards. So AI, original, expansion, whole big old stack of them. And then, this is very crucial, this is where you put your extension board. It fits in here perfectly. You want to put it on the bottom, because the player boards, you can see, don't fill up this whole space, right? They left, or maybe they didn't do it on purpose, but there's enough room to get your finger under there. But this board fits rather snugly, which I think is nice, because the stuff underneath is not going to get jostled around. And then the stuff underneath is pretty explanatory here. You have a well for each one of your various colored meeples, and then the Works of Wonder and Princess Profiteer AI token. Those are all in this middle section here. So pretty easy to figure out that there's 6, assuming you have the Age of Artisans expansion, you have 6 player colors here, and there's 6 wells, and you have 5 resources, and there's 5 wells up here. So it's not like I could flip-flop them if I wanted to. But there you have it. I just want to see what this feels like if I take out a handful of brick here. Okay, everything is laying much more flat. So again, here you can see how these resources all go in there. Put your cards in however you see fit. Then board extension on top of player boards here. I was putting them in off to the right. Then these little player board extensions. Your score pad. Your guild hall board. Alright, and then your player board. And let's see here, is this... And that's nicer. That fits much more snugly. It was rocking a little bit beforehand, and now we know that's about 5 bricks too many in the game. Then we're gonna put in rule books here. I have them staggered, so a couple ends are on each side. And then we have the lid. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's how everything goes back into the box in the Architects of the West Kingdom Collector's Edition box. So that is everything that was part of the most recent Kickstarter that's been delivered now for Garfield Games and Shem Phillips and Sam McDonald. Their most recent Kickstarter was the expansions and collector's box for Viscounts that will be coming eventually, and they're getting ready to release their Kickstarter for their South Tigris expansion, Wayfarers of the South Tigris, I think it is. So very excited about that, especially after this such amazing games that these 3 are. So keep an eye out for that coming very soon on Kickstarter. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more content like this in the future, please consider subscribing to the channel. Once again, thanks for watching. Have a great day.